Hello children, very good morning. Myself L.K. Tripathi, your assistant teacher from Lakshmi Prasad Memorial Public School, Gola Bazar. My dear students, today we shall discuss about Geography chapter 13. The topic is temperate grasslands. Temperate grasslands are found in different parts of the world. They are in different numbers and different ways. Where are they found? What type of grasslands are they? All these things we shall discuss in this video, and we shall come to know about all the facts of the major grasslands available in the world. So let's get started. The temperate region is characterized by a moderate climate. It lies beyond the tropical areas in the northern hemisphere. These grasslands are known as prairies in North America and the steppes in Eurasia. In the southern hemisphere, they are known as the pampas in South America, vales in Africa, and downs in Australia. So they are available in different names in different continents. Let's go ahead. The physical base. First we shall see about the physical base of the temperate grassland. Prairie in a French word which means meadow or grassland. The prairies of North America are located between the foothills of the Rocky Mountains in the west and the Great Lakes and Appalachian Highlands in the east. The location of this grassland is there, that is prairie. They are dotted with extensive and undulating plains, and the land reaches a height of about 900 meters in the west along the slopes of the Rocky Mountains and slopes gently towards the east. A number of lakes and rivers flow through the prairies, such as Lake Winnipeg, Lake Manitoba, etc., and River Saskatchewan, Athabasca, Red Missouri, and Mississippi. They provide an assured supply of water for irrigation in the region. These temperate grasslands cover the provinces of Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba in Canada and the states of Montana, Northern, South Dakota, Wyoming, and Minnesota in USA today. However, the original prairie grasslands have been cleared to make way for the cultivation of wheat and corn for commercial purposes and pastoral farming. The soil in this region is rich, black, and very fertile, similar to the Saarinen found in the steppes grasslands of Russia, which is well situated for cultivation. Next, that is climate What type of climate this region experiences? Due to the presence of the Rocky Mountains to the west and their location in the heart of North America, the prairies have a continental temperate type of climate with extreme temperatures. Summers are warm and humid with temperatures around 30 degrees Celsius, while winters are extremely cold, bringing the temperature below freezing point. Rainfall decreases from east to west and from south to north. The average annual rainfall is about 50 centimeters. Since the prairies lie in the rain-shaded areas of the Rocky Mountains and also because of the distance from the sea. Most of the rainfall is received during spring and summer, while snowfall occurs in winter. The warm Chinook wind blows down the eastern slopes of the Rockies in late winter and early spring and helps to melt the snow. Now the natural vegetation, little rainfall suitable for the growth of grasses, shrubs and desert xerophiles. Towards the eastern side, the grass is taller and turns coarse and short towards the west. The grass, however, withers and dies during autumn and in winter. The grassland is there covered with snow. On the slopes of mountains and along the water courses, trees such as willows, poplars, and elders are commonly found. Wildlife, rabbits, coyotes, or prairie wolves, bison, prairie dogs, antelopes, etc. So we can say this region is rich in wildlife also, constitute the wildlife in these grasslands. Such types of wildlife is found in these grasslands. Besides, there are birds like eagles, hawks, and owls. Goats, sheep, and cattle are rare throughout the grasslands due to the abundance of grass. Life of the people. The nomadic or prairie Indians were the original inhabitants of these temperate grasslands. Their primary occupations included hunting and food gathering. At that point in time, the region was one of the most sparsely populated areas of the world. With the opening of railway lines, more and more Europeans settled here and introduced changes in the original landscape. They plowed the land and planted crops, chiefly cereals. Those who went towards the west took up cattle rearing. As railways and roads across the plains, more and more towns came up, and the demand for food resulted in agriculture and cattle rearing. Becoming the main features of prairie economy. These grasslands are today the world's most important wheat and corn growing agricultural lands. Realizing that the cultivation of one crop of wheat leaves the land bare and open to erosion, farmers have introduced multi-cropping, mixed farming, and crop rotation to improve the fertility of soil and produce higher yields. Extensive commercial agriculture in this region is characterized by complete mechanization of all agricultural tasks. Tractors, wagons, harrows, seed drills, and combine harvesters that automate all stages of agricultural production from sowing to threshing are widely used on farms. The base methods of irrigation used for watering plants and crops are equipped with all the modern facilities and silos, that is, tall steel storage structures to store the grains. The prairies are often referred to as granaries of the world. Mixed farming is practiced, especially in the West, where agriculture combines with cattle and sheep rearing. Here, huge ranches with large animal sheds and pastures are managed by cowboys and farmhands. We herd the animals and tend to them. Farm products like milk, butter, and cheese are sent to nearby towns. They feed on natural pastures in summer and on stored fodder and dried hay in winter. Most ranches are located close to major road and railway lines. Transcontinental roadways and railways connect millions of people to the prairies. Inland waterways and air service are also well developed. The beef, cattle, farm products, and sheep are driven in vans to big cities, where their meat is packed. Thereafter, it is sold to the towns and cities nearby and also exported. The availability of a variety of minerals and power resources like coal and iron has also led to the development of many heavy and consumer goods industries. Life in the world the physical base. The temperate grasslands in South Africa are known as well. In the Dutch language, the word veld means field. It is told field in English. Veld is a Dutch name, Dutch language. From this name it is referred. This steppe-like plateau is located in eastern parts of the plateau of South America between the Drakensberg mountains. So up to here we have discussed about this chapter. This topic gave us a lot of information about different types of grasslands located in the world, and they are useful for the people. In what manner it is also seen here. Now we see here the box. Chinook is a warm wind blowing from the oceans into the interior regions of the Pacific Northwest, which raises the winter temperature. A strong Chinook can make 1 foot deep snow almost vanish in one day. The snow partly melts and partly evaporates in the dry wind. This is a local wind. This is also a warm wind which blows from the ocean into the interior region of the Pacific Northwest. That is a strong wind and make foot deep snow almost vanish in one day. The snow partially melts and partly evaporates in the dry winds. This is very important wind for this season to create positive condition for the people. Thank you. Rest we shall discuss in the next video with new topic. Till then, thank you.